Thank you, guys. Welcome to the Liars Club. I'm Jessica Wellington.
And I am Felicia Michaels.
Yes, as you can see, Felicia's not here at the moment. She is in Las Vegas. So we have Jayson Thibault as our guest host today. Thank you for coming in.
Glad to be back. This is always fun.
Woohoo! He's also our producer right here.
That's me.
Lane Walker.
That's myself.
And our producer in the box back there, Mike Evans.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
In the box.
You guys know how this works. If you want to play along, Austin's going to help us out there with that. We're going to have our guests tell 2 stories each. One's true, one's a lie. We get to figure out which is which. Help us figure out what is what. I'm a little doped up. I just...
What does that mean? That could mean anything. It could mean you're on steroids.
Okay,
it could mean
listen,
you're
that could be anything.
HGHing.
Have you ever had tooth pain?
Yeah,
of course.
I had not.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's
You're
the
lucky.
worst.
I just had it for the first time, and it's the worst pain I've ever had in my life.
Your whole head hurts.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die.
Like so bad you have to like keep swishing water around.
The only thing that would do it was cold water.
Been there.
Yeah.
And
all
I finally
night
went
long.
to the ER last night because I have a dentist appointment Monday, but I was like, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
And they gave me Norcos.
Oh.
What the hell is that? All this
pain
new
medication.
shit.
Yeah.
Is that Somas?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's stronger than that.
Usually like
shit.
a Tylenol 3, like a codeine Tylenol.
Yeah,
Oh,
like codeine.
okay,
Like codeine.
I was like, you have to give me something.
Yeah.
I usually turn down medication.
And probably
Yeah.
an antibiotic too, right? Because
And an antibiotic and Motrin, of course.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Worst pain.
Yeah.
So if I kind of doze out, it's just like, I'm not used to it.
I'll lean in. I'll lean in if he does that. I'll lean
I
in.
know, yeah.
Felicia will lean in.
Jason will pick it up.
Austin,
Like,
do you
Felicia's voice is so deep.
want to introduce our lovely guests?
I would love nothing more. This gentleman across from me hosts a podcast called Dogma Debate. You may have heard him on Mohr Stories with Jay Mohr or the Adam Carolla Show. Maybe you've seen him on CNN or Fox, Jessica.
Ooh.
This is Mr. David Smalley.
Yo,
Yay.
what's up, guys?
Are you saying that just because he looks like every white Republican we've seen him
No,
on
you
CNN?
racist.
You definitely look like a gun owner. You definitely look like a gun owner. Do you have a gun?
Is this part of the story yet?
You could lie and say you don't.
What did you do on CNN and Fox? If
I was a
ask?
commentator both times on religion. That's kind of my
Okay.
background, my specialty.
And you were like, if you don't do it, you're going to hell.
Other way around.
Other way around.
Yeah.
I agree
You think
with you.
religious people drink monsters?
That is true.
It was actually back whenever the Mormon church said they were being progressive about allowing gays to, like, I guess, breathe in their synagogue temple thing.
Oh, wow.
And they brought me on to be like, hey, you're an atheist, outspoken atheist with his own podcast. How do you feel about the Mormon church being progressive? I was like, they just started allowing black people in the pews in 1979. Let's not call it progressive.
Yeah, it was not long
Yeah,
ago.
only white people could have what they call the Melchizedek priesthood. They are not the leaders of
Oh,
progressive.
shit. He's got his
movement.
knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why they brought me on. That's why they brought me on. I wasn't.
I didn't know that. I just
wasn't
knew
holding a
Mormons
tiki
didn't
torch.
like black
I already think that first story's a lie.
So he don't know religion. He's just speaking out his ass.
Yeah, people hear CNN and me, and they'll just assume I was holding a tiki torch. It's
Wow.
not me, so that's not me.
I mean, I could see it. I just
Wait,
wanted
where
to
you
ask.
from?
Texas,
What part?
Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Okay.
South Fort Worth, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I lived in Athens,
Oh, okay.
near Tyler, Texas.
Yeah, well, that's not Texas, but okay.
Why does everyone
That's
say
just
that?
almost Louisiana. So,
Okay.
yeah, we don't count you.
There you go.
Hey, I'm not from
Not because you're black. Not because you're black. Not,
We
I
wanna-
can stress that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
That's what we mean.
Athens. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That story was true.
That was a true story.
Okay.
All
This
right.
is gonna be fun.
You got one more.
And that's
God
been the show.
bless Texas.
Everybody, we'll be right back from this break.
Next to me, this really nice guy just killed it at the Joe Rogan and Friends show here at the store last night in the main room.
I
Saw
did
the
not give
photos.
him that credit.
Saw the photos.
I did not give him that
He
credit. I
has-
did not give him that credit.
He is open for Bill Burr. He's open for Hannibal Buress. I personally just got to see him at the Laugh Factory. I think it was the New Faces Showcase. Anthony Davis was
Yes.
on it. So it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very funny. Shapel Lacey.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I get a clap. That's
Yeah.
You did, yeah.
No, we've heard nothing but good things about you. Every time, I told people you were coming on the show, and they're like, oh, my God, we love Chappelle. I love Chappelle.
Oh, man, that's so nice. I try to keep to myself, too. That's what's so weird. Everyone loves
That's
me.
why people in LA think you're nice.
Oh,
You're not constantly giving your resume.
yeah. I
His first story was true.
Bro, I didn't realize how real that is here.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, my Uber driver gave me his whole catalog about his acting career.
I will
Yeah.
never tell an
And I
Uber
was
driver
like-
I'm a comic.
You want to see my reel?
I've done it, and I gave him a pin.
Well, that's different. You got merch.
That's-
You got slinging merch. You're slinging merch.
I know, yeah, you're slinging.
And the guy that designed
I had
it
half a
did
taco in
hell
my
of a
pocket.
job.
That was it.
Yeah, you're like, what are you gonna get?
But it just happened to work out perfect. The guy collected pins, loved comedy, and he was like stoked.
Yeah.
So I didn't
That's fine. That's an acceptable one. Then.
And then he went and saw the mule, and he was like, "Holy shit! I've got a pin of that Duck
I know, I
Biker."
know.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm on HBO right now, bitch.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's
fucking
actually
congrats.
great.
Wow.
Good
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. I heard you say that. You said it one night. Friends and family.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah,
the
that's
mule.
awesome. That's fucking great,
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Netflix in January.
bruh. She's fucking up this town.
Anyway,
I went
that
straight
could
to
be the
DVD on
end
my
of
movie.
career.
I was in a movie. I was in a little film called Schindler's Fist. Maybe you saw it. I was the girl in the red dress at the end, limping.
Oh shit! True story. True story.
That one is true. That one was true.
That's a true story.
Okay. Oh, well, that was a
It's
good.
fucking hilarious.
in-
And that's been the
Introduction.
show, everybody.
I know,
that's
right?
it.
How do we follow
Everybody
that?
feel good now?
Oh shit! I gotta take the cap off and drink.
That will help.
We should get started though.
That's some
Who wants
Athens
to go
shit
first?
right
yeah, right. What'd you say?
Who wants to go first?
I don't know how this works.
Arm
I've
wrestle.
never been on the show before.
Well, I wrote
Okay.
David first, so I guess.
David?
So do I do 1 and 2 or
No,
do I do
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One.
Yeah.
And
Got
it
it.
doesn't matter which one.
And if you
And then we'll guess at the end, but we're going to quiz you.
So
we
do
can
I
stop
get-
you in the middle of your story.
So can I get
Absolutely.
This
Yep,
yeah.
we all will. And you can actually, if he's like, blank
Yeah,
and blank
you
year.
can ask questions.
I didn't have a cell phone yet. And you're like, what year did you not have
Yeah.
a cell phone? So you can kind of
But-
throw
Because
curveballs
you're
like
gonna
that.
vote
Gotcha.
too at the end.
Yeah.
With us.
I get to vote. I get
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as you're not telling the story, you
We're
can
allowed to
ask
vote?
questions. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
only- yeah, you're allowed
We're
to
allowed
vote.
to. We're allowed to
I mean,
vote.
you guys should have voted a lot better last election, but yeah.
It's California, not Texas.
Oh,
so.
okay.
if our audience does play along online,
Okay.
if you start to crack under their questioning, because they're becoming very good at this game. I mean,
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're
Very
good.
So if you start to crack, don't reveal until Jessica tells you to reveal at
Yeah,
the end.
you guys don't look like pussies.
You
But
don't, but
I
you
ain't
never
scared of
know.
these
You never
hoes.
know.
if you crack, I will slap you.
Okay, I will not crack.
And she's high on
She
drugs
is,
right
yeah,
now.
Viking it down,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she could.
I have an excuse.
Why'd you hit him?
Although I didn't
was
work
on
for
drugs.
Rogan.
I don't even remember hitting her.
I don't remember.
I was on Ambien.
Ambien, yeah.
Oh God.
Gonna Roseanne bar the whole room.
That's fucking hilarious.
So David,
All
why
right.
don't you tell us your first story?
All right, I'll go first.
'Kay.
And I'll lead it with the punch. I'll tell you. I'll summarize it and tell you the details. I was an accessory to robbery.
Again,
one
you
point.
fit the profile.
Yeah, I mean it works. I didn't really know I was going to be an accessory to robbery, but I was kind of a little thuggish. Like I hung out with like some gang members.
What
back
year
in
is
the
this
day.
in your life?
97.
I'm saying, is this high school? Is this college?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this-
I was 17.
Okay,
So-
okay,
Got it,
okay,
got
okay,
it.
good.
Yeah, I drove a little red Nissan truck with a stick shift. I was like the only one with a car.
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled up to a gas station. I was with like, I guess, 2 or 3 dudes. Some were in the front, some were in the back. And they were like, yo, we got you. What do you want? And they were like trying to just tell me to stay in the car. Like, what do you want? And I was like, Dr. Pepper. I was like pretty straight-laced kid. And
You said
they
somewhere
went
in the front, somewhere in the back. Was this a single cab truck?
It was, yeah.
So you
Yeah,
had
and
like
I had a stick shift.
2 in the front.
Two in the in the back rack.
Probably had 2 in the back, 1 in the front. I
Okay.
think my
That's how I fuck.
Jerome. Jerome. I remember Jerome was in the front for sure because he stunk.
Right.
He was
okay.
a stinky ass.
Because
Jerome. Is
No
Jerome,
Jerome's ever smelled good. There's never been a Jerome that smelled good.
Well, there
Is
we go.
Jerome black?
They were all black. I was the only white guy there.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't see a black man sitting in the middle with the stick shift between his legs and
Yeah.
letting you shift.
Yeah, that could just be. Yeah. No, you're right.
All right.
It was a
Boonwood.
small truck, so more than likely it was 1 dude in the front, 2 in the back.
Okay.
So anyway, we pull up to the gas station. They're like, "Yo, we got you. What do you want?" And I was like, "Dr. Pepper." They go in, and then they came running out. And the way they were saying it, I don't remember exactly what was said, but I got the vibe that there were other gang members from like another gang in the store. So they were,
Were
like,
you?
Go,
They
go,
were
go.
in a gang.
They were in a gang.
They were in a gang. I was just kind of hanging out with them. I wasn't really in, but I was.
You're just the
kinda-
gang driver.
I was just around them. I was just hanging out. It was a trailer park,
Okay.
and I was just a little
Got you.
kind of hanging out with them.
Gotcha.
And
Trailer
so they
park
came.
in
They came.
Texas.
Yeah, in Everman, Texas, actually, South Fort Worth. And they jump in the car. They're like, yo, go. They jump in the truck. They're like, go, man, go. And I just slammed in reverse. And something that they said made me think there were other gang members in there. So I just bolted. And then they were like, yo, cut the lights. So I did a thing where I like rolled to a stop and used the handbrake so like the taillights didn't come on. And I pulled in somebody's driveway and we like laid down. It was like quiet. And then when it chilled out, I was like, yo, what happened? And they were like, and they pulled out this little thing and had a bunch of money. And apparently one of the dudes had a gun.
I thought they'd steal you a Dr. Pepper.
No, that would have been cool. But then they had money, and I was actually kind of pissed because I was a pretty straight-laced
How much
kid.
money did they get?
I don't remember exactly.
They didn't give you a cut?
No, I did not get a cut of the money.
They didn't give you gas money?
Maybe later that night because we
Did
hung
you
out
get
the
the
rest of
Dr.
the night.
Pepper?
Damn, I don't even remember if I got the Dr. Pepper.
That's
Oh,
fucked up.
man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think it was a last-minute decision. I think they ran in there with just like, this dude's
There's
by
nobody in
himself.
here, let's jack it.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
That's
The
always
sad-
the smartest heist.
Sad thing about it is a couple of years later, that dude actually, the guy that they robbed, got shot in a robbery. It wasn't my friends.
Was it Jerome that shot him?
No.
Like, I don't remember what he looked like, but he smelled like shit.
He
Jerome
lived.
smelled like
he lived.
shit, had a gun.
He lived through it. The guy, he just got shot and then sold the place. Like he didn't die.
Oh, he didn't
Oh,
die.
okay,
Okay,
got
good.
No. Yeah, so that's
What was the name of the establishment that they robbed?
Easy Mart.
Easy Mart. Okay.
So hold on, how did they get caught then? If you laid low,
We
you
didn't
said
get
you
caught.
got.
They didn't get caught. He said they didn't get
They
caught.
didn't get caught.
Oh, you just were accessory. You didn't get caught.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I'm not worried about it. The statute of limitations on that shit is 5 years in Texas, so I'm not concerned.
Ooh.
I was scared. I
Knowing
was
your laws.
nervous for a while.
Yeah, no.
I was nervous. So.
Wow.
I know my rights.
Yeah, no. I didn't talk about it.
I don't know nothing about no Jerome, but in 5 years, ask me.
Yeah,
I know that stinky motherfucker quite well.
There's a sheriff watching in South Fort Worth right now.
I know.
God damn it, I almost had him.
I need statutes of limitations.
Oh, man. That's good.
Well, that's a good first story.
Ken
Yeah.
Lock-
Stuck good to details.
Yeah, and it makes him look like a badass.
He clearly looks like a badass before we even started.
Online, Ken Lofgren says, I'm not sure if I believe Jeff Ross Syatt on this one.
that's good. I like it.
They do
Damn.
little names. It's,
No,
it's
I
a
like it.
thing.
Oh, they do? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
they always nickname our guests some type of parody off of a celebrity's name.
I'm a little
It's hit or
scared,
miss.
man.
It's hit or miss.
They call me Ellen Degenerate. No, they don't, but they should.
They should.
I know.
They should.
That was a good one. Why doesn't he believe him? He just wanted to say that
I
name.
think
Yeah, he just wanted to
say
say-
it.
I just wanted to
Kinda
say
like
that.
he had a really good one last week, Carrot Top Hinchcliffe for
Yeah.
Kristen Lundberg. So since then, he's been like hitting it out of the park.
Carrot Top Hinchcliffe.
Fuck.
Killing the game.
Hey,
Ken.
wants to see
You're
my
doing
new
it.
puppet?
Whatever strain you're smoking, you keep buying that, Ken.
Oh, my gosh.
What's in my trunk? Millions of dollars.
Fuck.
Well, I'd hate to break this out.
That's hard to. That story is hard to decipher because there wasn't a lot of juggling. There wasn't anything that got wonky. Like,
No, it was very cut and dry.
yeah, that's
Very cut and dry.
Yeah.
Nissan, red truck. I mean, those are the only real details you gave us, really. Well, nothing the guys
what was the license plate? I'm kidding.
were wearing. What were you doing beforehand?
We were at a park.
Smoking pot, I would assume.
No, I didn't smoke weed.
Oh, that's right. You said you were very straight laced.
Yeah, I was pretty straight laced. Yeah.
Well, what were they doing?
We were all just hanging. Actually,
How are you so straight laced, but like hanging out with gang members?
I know that they were my only friends in the trailer park. We just hung out. We were hanging out by a.
You had a
swing-
car. That's why.
Yeah,
You
maybe that-
were the
yeah.
guy that had a car in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they were all high school age.
yeah. One dude was a little bit older. I think he just got out of high school.
Damn.
I said just got out of high school, like 19. Yeah.
I had a guy I was talking to in high school that went to prison, and I was such a dummy. I drove up every weekend, like 3 or 4 hours away to go visit him.
For conjugal visits?
No,
I'm saying that's worth a ride. If you're just going up, you are a dummy if you're not getting fucked.
I will say
Here's the taco you wanted. See you tomorrow.
if you're feeling low or maybe not as good with yourself in high school, and you're not feeling pretty, go to a prison.
That's good advice.
Bro, did she just drop gems on us right now?
That was nice.
Also,
That's
does
why
it-
she's on HBO.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
why she's on HBO.
Wow.
That is totally why.
I also feel like I'm watching Jessica slowed down about 10%.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's
Yeah.
the funniest thing.
Someone's cranking it. We better
She's
get
just
this
like,
other story going. She's
Go
gonna be
to
asleep by the
jail.
fourth story.
And her big cackle.
Bullshit.
Go
I'm
to
glad you feel it
jail.
because I didn't know if it was me or
Yeah,
not.
it seems a little slurred, but we still love you.
I didn't know if it was me or not.
Oh man.
Shapel Lacey, story number one.
Yes, please.
Story number one. So I'm a big punk rock nerd.
Yep, know that about you.
Diehard punk rock fan.
Did not know this about you.
Yeah, very
Yes.
much so. Guitar player, like
yeah. And when I was, I want to say I was 16 years old. So I grew up in an abusive, home, and punk rock was like that thing that like saved my life.
Yeah, because you got that rage out.
Yeah, got that rage out, and there was just something about going to punk rock concerts that were a beautiful thing. And
Were
I
your
was
parents together?
Stepfather and biological mother.
Okay.
Who got you into punk rock at a young age?
My best friend Joey D'Amato got me into punk.
D'Amato?
Did he stink?
Yes, Joey fucking stank. I'll say that shit right now, bro. Joey stank.
The stinky episode.
All them motherfucking punk rockers stink.
Yeah.
But they don't know what hygiene
Not
is.
like Jerome, though.
That's a different type of funk.
God, I will never forget Jerome's funk. That was a strong one.
So, I always gravitated to just going to concerts. And I remember one time I went to go see two of my fucking favorite bands. It was fucking Circle Jerks and GBH.
And this is also in high school?
This was in high school.
Okay.
I remember I ditched
What is GBH?
grievous bodily harm.
That's it.
I didn't mean to do that. Why did I do that? Why did I add that?
That was
I didn't even need to add that.
GBH was his childhood.
I know. Now you're going to question the story like,
He just growled at me like told me the title.
yeah, right.
But it had a little bit of a sexual
It was
bite
like-
to it.
It was,
she's
yeah.
so growl. It was like-
You're totally right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
She's so doped up she can't tell what it is actually. It's just me smiling. I'm just smiling.
That band is great.
I know, right? So anyways, I go to see this band. I remember I was a cheerleader too.
Yeah.
Competitive
I
cheerleader.
do know that.
And I
Know that about
ditched cheerleading practice to go see these bands because, this was my shit. This is punk rock. And so I go to see these bands.
What
And
town is this in?
This is in
The concert.
Mesa, Arizona.
Okay.
Okay. And it's at this venue that was a little bit bigger than where most punk rock shows are held.
Is this how are you getting into this concert when you're in high school? You have a fake
It was
ID?
all ages.
Oh, okay. That was okay. There you go.
All ages show.
Right. Mhm. Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
I know, right? Just for a simple question.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
Come at me. Come at me.
So,
You're like adding all the emojis verbally.
I know. You mean Emoji Brian over here?
I know, right? So anyway, Circle Jerks is the first band playing, right? And what was weird about the show is that they had barricades, and usually punk rock shows don't have like barricades. So we thought that
In front of the
was weird.
stage?
Yeah, in front of the stage.
Okay.
So that was a weird thing to a lot of us punks. And Circle Jerks, the lead singer, was the first singer for the band Black Flag, which is one of my favorite bands. And the last song they played was a Black Flag song. And so he was like, come up and sing it if you want. And then, like, he just said it to anybody. He just said it to the crowd. And so I fucking, the song starts playing. I hop over this fucking barricade, right?
And you're
all of
probably
a
the
sudden-
only black guy there.
Yes. And I get...
Are you?
Are you?
This is not a good look.
No, there was probably two of us.
Yeah.
There's probably two of us.
And was the other one doing this? No.
he was...
No. You're ruining it for both of us. Yeah.
Stay back. And I hop over this barricade to go sing the song, and then I get tackled by a security guard, right? And the security guard is like fucking holding me down, and I'm like freaking out because I'm not that big of a dude at the time.
Yeah.
And he's holding me down, and all of a sudden I see his head like bobbing like this, and he's getting fucking punched, and all I hear is get the fuck off him, get the fuck off him, and the security gets off of me, and all of a sudden I look up and a hand reaches out. And it was the lead singer of the Circle Jerks.
So I was wondering.
So he pulls me up on stage, and like I'm singing over his shoulder. He fucking looks at me, gives me the microphone, and lets me finish the song.
What was the song?
Nervous Breakdown.
Can you sing a little bit?
I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. My head really hurts, bro. Don't fuck with me.
I knew there was no way he would not know
and
that song.
I did. I know, right? He knew. And then I did a backflip right after, which was like.
I was gonna say, why
Yeah.
didn't you just cartwheel away from that
Nah,
security
fucking-
guy?
So one thing that sounds weird to me
Go ahead.
Go for it.
is I was the lead singer in a band.
Okay.
Once.
Hell yeah.
And we had a decent following. We had the same thing with the whole all ages thing.
I loved your band, the White Power Rangers.
Oh my God.
I'm on fire tonight.
That's pretty good.
I got a set
Power
tomorrow. I hope I stay this funny.
That's really fucking good.
That is fucking really because he's from Texas and there's the Rangers.
Yeah,
like,
God.
there's a lot of moving
Walker,
parts.
Texas Ranger.
It's
like,
layered.
know.
It's layered, as we say.
Yeah.
It's
So,
layered.
uh,
Anyway, so I would. I don't understand why he wouldn't just pull the dude off. Like I could never imagine myself
I mean, I think
punching a dude.
I
in
think
the
that's
back
that
of
punk
the head.
vibe, though. I think that's that punk vibe.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
It's a
I wouldn't
punk vibe.
punch it.
But
in
I
the
see
back
what
of the
you're
head.
saying,
I would
yeah.
pull him. I'd be like, yo, stop. I would like pull the guy off, but not hit the guy that protects me. You know what I mean? It's weird that he would punch him in the back of the
He was
head.
punching him
Ken Locker.
hard.
Okay.
Oh, we got some Facebook thing.
Ken
Or,
Locker,
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, he had several questions. What year, what time, what area?
That year was
Mesa, Arizona.
Mesa, Arizona. That was 2004. Yeah, that was Mesa, Arizona in 2004. It was the venue was Marquee Theater.
Okay. By the way,
Wait, what was was there another question?
No, but I'm watching them because they're on a bit of delay, so they just got your
Oh.
zinger there. They're all like,
Oh.
"Team
Good.
Brett."
What was the question? Oh, got it.
So wait, how old are you now?
I'm 32.
And you remembered the theater name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
was a
don't
big
think that's
show.
weird at all.
Yeah, he's saying.
I think the drugs are kicking in.
I know, right?
You remember your mom's name?
I'm supposed to be
Fire,
investigating.
man! You're on fire.
Fucking Jayson.
What's your mom's name? Oh, this is good.
Oh my God.
But I honestly don't remember a lot of details as a kid. I think I'm blocked out.
Well, right now,
I don't think you know where you are right now.
I know, right?
Guys, let's get off of this
Oh, no,
rowboat.
She was trying to put the lid on that water too. She's like, I don't remember a lot of details.
Oh my gosh.
Like her hand was moving in circles.
I've actually never seen her drink a water on this
Oh,
podcast, so that just
man.
goes to show you how bad it is right now that she feels like
Water?
This is
you Diet
hilarious.
Coke all the time.
Yeah, but not with the tooth.
Fucking hey, it's so fucking funny. I don't remember a lot of things as a kid. You don't remember anything, right?
I know.
Because I had a traumatic childhood too, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Oh, I completely agree.
Somewhat, yeah.
90% of us in this
He was
room
driving
has-
killers to rob banks. What are you kidding? Of course he had a.
Yeah.
But that was a good one.
Kia says it feels like something you wish you had done back then, and that's like a dream,
that's a
fantasy
good.
that
That's
you're
a
doing.
good note.
Yeah.
Is what?
It is like this is like a dream
Like a
scenario.
dream?
And I
Yeah.
also would say this, and I'm not going to guess anything because I haven't heard any your second stories. But one thing people do a lot is like take a true story and then embellish it.
Mhm.
Like I think he was at that. Maybe he was at that
and
concert.
maybe he made himself out to be more badass than
Yeah, or maybe he wished he got up there and did that, but that didn't. I don't know. We'll see.
That would explain why the punching in the head detail didn't vibe.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, okay.
Hey,
All right.
Michael,
Devin.
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on both of these first stories?
I think that's a pretty good point about that's like a perfect fantasy situation. I'd go to like an NBA game as a kid, and you'd like play it up in your head like what if for some reason we're like somebody's floor seats are available, we got to take them, then everyone's injured, there's no one that can play, and they put me in, and I get to hit the game winner. You know what I mean? That's like the dream scenario. Like what if for some reason
I don't
I'm
think
getting
that would
my
ever
ass
happen.
kicked?
I think Jessica on her drugs right now could block any shot you would throw out.
Damn, he gives you that? Damn.
But I can't see him because I'm
He
staring
hasn't
into the sun.
He also, oh shit.
I don't know who fucking said that. I have no clue.
You didn't
Was
drive
that
your-
Mitzi? Did Mitzi just say that?
Right.
Yeah, it is me,
I knew
Mitzi.
better.
It's me, Mitzi.
Sounds just like her.
Yeah. I believe the first story for David. I don't know about Chappelle's. Ever since the whole fantasy situation thing. That is like the coolest thing that could happen. You go see your favorite band. Not only does the lead singer save your ass from getting punched, then he's like, "Yo, do my job," and everybody's gonna love you for it. It's just too cool, man.
I mean, yeah, that would be.
did the
Would you
crowd
describe
like
that
it?
as a highlight
Oh, yeah.
of your life?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
describe that as a highlight of your life?
Oh, one of the biggest. That's when I knew punk rock was like the
Okay.
thing. That's when I knew. I was like, this is my blood.
The way he said one of the biggest makes me believe that story.
Do
a little bit
people
more.
know this about you? Like
Same.
know
Yeah.
that you did this?
People bring it up.
Were you with friends?
I was by myself.
You went to a punk rock concert by yourself?
I can go anywhere by myself. I ain't scared.
Oh,
I went and saw fucking who did I go?
in high school, though?
I went to my own wedding by myself.
Jason's killing with me back here. I don't
Jason.
know.
Guys, get me on
So
stage
ridiculous.
tonight.
I don't know
I'm
why
losing
that-
so much money right now.
He is so fucking ridiculous.
He's usually not this good.
I fucking agree, bitch. You need to do more drugs.
But I have a hard
God.
time believing in high school that you would have went by yourself. Because
I kind
The
of.
What did you-
abuse,
and
man.
you-
Where do you,
you
you
went
think
to-
I
Were you a
wanted to be
loner?
home?
Were you a loner in high school? Did you
I
roll
wasn't
alone a lot?
a loner. Everybody knew who I was, but I didn't have very many friends.
I was like,
Was the school mostly white?
My school?
Mm-hmm.
My school was like a weird mix. It was I'd say there was more white than anything.
Okay.
But like I mean there was black kids and
Yeah.
Mexicans and stuff like that. Yeah.
They're wondering online what are some of your, or maybe one of your other biggest memories, if that it ranks high among your biggest life moments. What would another one be?
Of what do you mean? Like in
just
that
life
specific
in general,
situation?
Yeah, well, something that meant that much to you.
that's comparable.
Getting to perform with Henry Rollins.
Wow. Musically?
No, we I did a festival called the Sonic Temple Festival, and they have the comedy tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So it's a musical fest that has.
yeah,
its
and I
comedy
was
tent.
it's so funny because I was the only comedian on the lineup, but it was me, Henry Rollins.
They had a whole tent just for you.
yeah. It cool because it was a 3-day festival,
Uh-huh.
and so they had. But like Henry was telling me, he goes, these festivals are great for comedy and like the spoken word stuff because at a point in time, people are just sick of the.
They need a breather. They need
Yeah.
a breather.
So
yeah.
everyone shows up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Good story one. Good story one.
yeah, I don't believe it yet, but
Well, you haven't heard his other story when he was in outer space.
I just don't think you would have went alone. That's my biggest thing. Not in high school.
I actually could
The
see
abuse.
that.
I didn't want to be home.
I could see that too. Actually, I could see that too.
I didn't wanna
That
be
was
home.
your safe place.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And I think it may be
Safest place.
different for guys too. I think guys are more likely to just go somewhere by
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. I
You
agree with
didn't
that
take a
too.
girl. You didn't have a girlfriend you were talking to at the time.
Why you gotta make him sound so lonely?
No, right?
You just weren't laying.
You didn't go to a prison and pick somebody
I
up.
know, right? Like, fucking.
You
What
just-
is this? How many drugs did you take? Well, you didn't take a girl. You didn't fucking.
You couldn't get pussy when you were
couldn't get
17,
pussy?
faggot?
Like what? Like what the fuck, dude?
What were you, a
Fucking-
black guy in
you
the
know,
punk
right?
rock? Jesus.
Lacey leaves this place just so feeling so bad about himself. Like, oh,
Right? I
man.
was like, damn.
She's right. I should have got more pussy back then. What am I, chopped liver?
Fuck.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's good. That's good. I'm excited to hear your second story because your first story I felt like perhaps was true.
Okay.
That one maybe had a little more holes in it than his first story, but let's story two.
Yes.
Okay, story 2. So I don't have as many details because it was a long time ago. I was about 8 years old, as far as I remember. And I always used to, my mom always, spiked my hair up. Remember back in the day?
Sure, of course.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I was 8 years old.
She doesn't even know you're in the room, bro.
Remember?
She doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, what does that even mean? I might have been 8.5. It was important back then.
Hey, Mitzi, can we kill her, Mike?
Be patient. Be
Oh,
patient.
okay.
with her. This is where we put. Now the
This is
patience is
weird.
kicking in.
This is weird.
There's a backstory to why she is the way she is.
So anyway, my mom had plans on July 4th, and so she let me go with a babysitter that lived next door, and the
Same trailer park.
No. We actually lived in we lived in a house until I was 8, and then my parents got divorced and we moved.
Okay,
To
okay.
the trailer park when I was 8. So
Okay,
this was
gotcha.
right before I moved.
Sure.
into the
Parents are still together now. First story, they were divorced.
Well, weird thing about that, they got divorced when I was 5 and lived together as roommates for 3 years. Divorced.
I'm sure that was fun.
Both dating other people. You know what? I did have a traumatic.
Oh my God.
childhood. I did. 'Cause
Oh
they
my
were
God.
fucking other people across the hall
Yeah, but as long as they were
Yeah,
happy,
this really fucked
I
me
don't
up.
see a
I need to
problem
be
with
laying
it.
down to tell this story.
I know, right? I know,
Yeah, this is more fucked up than I realized.
This is like therapy for everybody.
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah,
we're all
yeah.
going to just go outside and chain smoke and cry and hug.
Yeah, well, earlier when you're like, everybody's fucked up, right? I'm like, I didn't have it that bad. And I'm like, my parents were fucking other people, and I was watching, and it was across the hall from each other. And
They made me tape it. They made me tape it.
Anyway, so she let me go with a babysitter. The girl's name was Patty, and her boyfriend, I think, was named Jeff. I'm almost certain his name was Jeff, but I'm a little
He's
unsure
good
on
at this
that.
game.
But so she used to babysit me all the time, so it was not a big deal.
How old is
And
she? You're 8.
She's 6. She's my sister age, so about 6. 16.
high school kid. She's a high school kid.
Yeah, 16, 17 ish. Yeah, because my sister is almost 8 years older than me, so about that. And they took me to some kind of lake. I remember there being a pier. Okay, there was like a little pier thing, and they were supposed to just like babysit me, but they wanted to go shoot off fireworks, and they took me with them.
Daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dark, and we were out on
Like
the pier.
me dark or
Darker,
oh damn,
like
okay.
your shirt.
Damn.
All right. Okay, keep going.
You are wearing a shirt, right?
Yeah, no, this is tattoo.
Oh, I thought you were shirtless. Yeah, okay, wow.
It's Oasis.
Oh, I love Oasis. I'm like, this guy spent a lot of money on that tat.
That'd be so fucking funny.
I know, right?
God.
And just for your story to show that you're a fan of punk rock. Okay, I'll shut up.
Is it all a ploy? All right. So
They want to shoot off fireworks.
yeah, they want
Yep.
to shoot off fireworks, and they got this one little it was the little ball. They call it jumping jack, I think, where it goes. Yeah, they had like racist names for them in Texas, but I remember being called a jumping jack. And
We called him the dancing spick.
no,
I'm kidding,
it was
I'm kidding.
worse than that. Anyway,
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
so
He said it was a racist name. Like, what's the most one of a racist name you can name a
Never
firework?
never say it into a microphone. So this guy lights it, and I'm at the end of the pier, and he lights this Jeff guy. I think his name's Jeff. He lights it and then throws the little ball toward me. And I have nowhere to go.
And you're in the end of the pier.
I'm at the end of the pier. He thought it was going to be funny. I think in his mind it was probably just going to go off into the water, and I was be like, yeah. For some reason, I panicked and just like covered up. Like I was already down like on my knees, and I like covered up and like fell to the ground. It hit my hair with hairspray in it, lit my
Oh, because your hair's spiky.
lit my hair on fire, smoldering at the very least.
But it's never grown back since.
I jumped up, I felt my hair on fire, jumped into the water to put the fire out, and I couldn't swim. So I went from having my head on
shit.
fire
That's a cartoon.
Can you swim now?
Almost-
Can you swim today?
yes, I can.
Okay.
To almost drowning. The dude that threw the thing reached into the water and pulled me out.
Pulled his firework out.
Save the firework first. No, he pulls me out, and he's laying there like, oh, it's not a big deal. I was freaking out. I was shaking. I was terrified. To this day, I have an absolute phobia of fireworks. Like when people shoot off fireworks,
I thought you were
around
going to
me,
say peers.
I want to get, I get like I want to fight.
Why
Like,
didn't
I'll
you
go
know
to
how
big ones.
swim at 8?
I don't know. We were poor. Lived in a
Yeah.
trailer park.
That's why they just throw you in and say sweet.
At what age did you learn to swim?
12.
Because of that incident?
No, I don't really connect the two. Actually, I think 12 was the age because at the trailer park there was a pool, but you couldn't stay at the pool by yourself until you were 12. So I just stayed in the little kid inn when I did get to go.
Gotcha.
And then when I was 12, it was like, okay, you're going to be here by yourself.
Who taught
now.
you to swim?
My sister.
Learn to swim.
So I'll add one
Learn
more
to
thing to
swim.
this so that you know, about 6 or 7 years later, that guy that threw that firework at me got hit by a train. He worked for the railroad, got hit by a train, and it cut his legs off.
Now, how do you know
Did he
that?
live?
How do you know that and not know for sure his name's Jeff?
That's a good point. So they ended up breaking up.
Well
tell you-
done.
I'll tell you.
Look who's coming back around.
Look who needs another pill. Look whose tooth is about to hurt.
She's making sense. Watch out.
She does this. Wait, I'm on a podcast?
Where did you people come from?
Get out of my house.
No, so they ended up breaking up, and
Okay.
he moved away, but they stayed in touch as friends, and my mom was best friends with her mom. So when we moved to the trailer park, they stayed in that house, but it was right down the street from the neighborhood. So it was a
Okay.
small town. It's Everman, Texas.
And then, like, someone gets their legs cut off by a train. Everybody in town knows that story.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
Also,
And he lived, and is he alive? He's alive today. He
I
just
don't
has
know.
no legs.
I don't know now, but as far as I know, yeah, he should be. But
Did he ever apologize to you?
No.
Why? He got his
Then he got what he deserved.
I mean,
legs chopped off.
Yeah.
no, he never apologized. I don't
Lieutenant
know
Dan.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know that he ever connected the two. He wasn't like a train where I shouldn't have thrown that firework at that kid.
Yeah.
I don't think he
I know. Yeah.
connected.
Who
it.
fucking connects?
Karma's a bitch,
That's probably
though.
the last
But
thing
to
he's
me,
thinking about.
But to me, when I heard that story, I was like, I feel less bad than I would for
Yeah.
anybody else.
yeah.
But that did happen in Joe Dirt to the girl's dad. He got
What
he was so mean in the whole movie, and then at the end, the revenge was he gets his legs cut off by a train.
Oh, really?
And I hear the laughters of confirmation
Ooh.
behind.
Have
the
you ever
glass.
seen the movie Joe Dirt?
I've never.
Maybe
You know,
he
it
lifted that
seems-
plot.
Seems like
That's what
I
I
did
think.
see it, but I don't remember that part.
Yes,
Seems
sir.
like you did see it.
Yeah, I'm really bad at remembering movies, guys.
And apparently Jeff's name.
Yeah. His name's Jeff, I think.
His name was Jeff Davidson or something like that.
I really don't remember his name.
Everything's foggy.
Well, it's all right. 'Cause
I have a toothache.
somebody online just said a second ago, it's funny to me how I used to absolutely loathe Chris Thibault, and now he's my favorite. And I said, yeah, Chris is a real jerk.
Chris is a real prick.
Thanks, Cal.
Mike, you have anything on that one?
Man, I don't really have any reason to think that it couldn't be true off the top. It's just that his first one felt so real. It felt so natural. Him telling it, he felt so. It just seemed straight to me. And this one is a little wilder.
Felt very cartoony.
But they're both like I want to say extreme, but they both have like very like grandiose payoffs.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think
nobody
either-
got caught out of that.
He tagged it with a guy getting his legs cut off 3 years later. That's
Yeah.
like some
6 years later.
6 years. That's some detail.
I think
is
that
some
either
detail.
way, his parents did divorce and then continue to live together. That felt pretty real.
Damn.
Hey,
that did feel real.
they still live together. I'm dating his mom.
That did have a familiar sting to it.
That's good. That's good.
Lacey, you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay.
For some reason, I connect with this story more than the other one.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like 50-50 on that. I'm going to have to really think and hear everybody else's opinions
You're
on
also
that.
used to being mistreated by white people. I see.
I am.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the connection.
Who is
No,
it?
actually, white people treat me great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like punk rock.
It's fucking
He was a cheerleader.
That's true.
the Oasis t-shirt.
You're the Trojan horse.
White people treat me like shit. Just so you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'll fix
He could have
that.
been playing it up. Like, oh, Jeff, oh, no. That's his name. So-
Oh, I didn't think about that other angle
Right.
where it's like, I'm going to make my true story
But he
sound
knew
like I'm
Jerome.
confused on details.
Right, yeah, people do that.
He remembered Jerome quite clearly.
Well, he stank like hell, so how could you know?
Yeah, that's a stench.
But he wasn't
Jerome-
sure how many were in the front and how many were in the back.
But if the first story is a lie, Jerome is your go-to black guy
I
name.
know, right? There's better ones out there. Come on now.
I went to high school with an Amisi.
Yeah.
Amisi is like that's got to be a real name, you know. Okay, that's great.
enough.
God,
Okay.
I'm gonna have a hard time with both of yours.
Okay.
Lacey,
All right.
story 2.
So at this time, this was what was it? It was 2013. It was for my 26th birthday. I was living in Orange County at the time.
What brought you there?
I was gonna do. So I had a family friend that I was living with, and I was trying to do comedy out in L.A.
Okay.
But that was a cheaper
Free place
route.
to stay. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm, sure.
And so I was living out there, and then I was also cheering at a competitive cheerleading gym in the Orange County area.
Right.
And so,
As you do.
huh?
As you do.
Oh, we were world champs. Come on now, undefeated season. I got rings and shit.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
Cool
yeah.
ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
confidence.
They look like
Yeah,
that's
it's like
cool.
like the Super Bowl style. Rings
Every
and
guy
shit
wants
like
to win
that.
a ring or a belt.
I know. I got rings, more rings than most fucking punk ass football player dudes. I'm like, fuck you, you can't talk shit.
I love
Anyways,
that. Do you ever put all of them on all 10 fingers and just beat the fuck off?
I just needed one, man. Chauncey Billups. That's all I needed.
Chauncey Billups,
So, for my 26th birthday, Boots Electric, which we all know is Jesse Hughes from Eagles of Death Metal,
Mhm.
I
was
did not
playing.
know that.
I did know that, but
What? Damn, I'm teaching y'all white culture. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is
Boots
cool.
Electric. That sounded like a kid's book. What was that? Electric.
Wizard.
Electric Company?
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking
not a
of.
book. That's a show.
Oh.
She's kind of there. She's kind of there.
She's coming back.
She's coming back.
She's coming back.
Coming back.
That's what I thought of.
Yeah. So one of my homies that I was out here living with in the family friend's house, I was like, dude, for my birthday, I want to go see Boots Electric because I hadn't seen
This is
it.
your 26th birthday coming up?
26th
Okay.
birthday. It was January. My birthday's January 23rd.
It's a lie.
Anyways,
No, I'm
that's a funny one. And so I was super excited, and I was drinking at the time, and I was a pretty.
You're 4 or 5 years sober right now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I was a pretty heavy drinker, and I loved to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did. Uh-huh. Hey, you know what they called me? A radical dude with a rock and roll attitude. All right, now, come on now. All right, so.
You sound like my stepdad or something.
I know.
Call me a radical dude with a
all that
rock
was
and roll
missing was
attitude.
all that was missing was like finger guns.
I know, yeah, radical dude with a rock and roll. Oh yeah, I gotta add that to it.
Yeah. That is a white ass move, the
Yeah, I
double
know,
gun,
right,
sir.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, I want to go see Boots Electric. He's like, let's go do it.
And where was this concert at?
The Viper Room.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So we drive out from Orange County to the Viper Room, right? And I geek out over that dude because I think he's one of the most rock and roll fucking people. If you don't know who he is,
Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, audience, look him up and you'll see.
Not
he's the
right
most
now,
rock and roll. Oh, not right now. Don't do it right now, motherfucker. Most rock and roll dude, and I just fucking.
And you can also geek out about that venue, too.
yeah.
If you've never been to
Yeah.
that venue, so
It's-
if you're a
it-
punk
yeah.
rock fan or a
Yeah.
rock and roll fan, and it's your first time at the Viper Room, you're
so
like,
much fucking history.
Yeah.
That's where
There's a-
Joaquin Phoenix's brother died.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's his name?
River Phoenix.
River, yeah.
Come on now. Teaching y'all white culture. This right before Boots was about to come on, like they're setting, the band's setting up and they have the curtain or whatever, and there was this lady and her boyfriend. They were pretty fucking drunk too. They were like,
what time is it now in the night?
Shit.
If they're already drunk.
If they're already drunk, they probably went on at like maybe 10.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And she's like talking to me. She's like, he's so hot. Like kept saying it to her boyfriend, which was weird to me. And I was like, why? I was like, why does she keep saying this? And so he would leave and go get them drinks. And every time
The boyfriend.
And every time he did, she would like grope me.
Grope you?
Yeah, start
I've been in that
grabbing me,
scenario
start
before.
grabbing me.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
No, I've been in that scenario before.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah, I have.
Story of my life.
And to rewind it back, what was so weird about that is that her boyfriend and I had like one of the greatest conversations about the LA punk rock history because he's from LA. He grew
Well,
up
then you were her
in that
type.
scene.
Welcome back.
Anyways, so he kept going to get them drinks, and every time she would start groping me, he'd come back, she'd stop.
Define groping. What is she
So
doing?
she would stick her hands in my pants.
Down your pants. So
So
she's
my
grabbing
side?
dick.
She's grabbing
That's
dick.
not just groping.
That did not happen to me. That it's not.
So
I got flirted with. I got flirted with.
Oh, you got that happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Foot
Oh,
and the
different-
hand
different
over
story
the
for you?
jeans, Yeah.
So then,
That's a hand job. Like that's
Yeah.
not just groping.
Yeah.
it was a nice hand job. But anyways, so she was like, I was like, how old are you? She was like, I'm 49, which I was like,
And it's your
I don't think
26th
so.
birthday.
Yeah, that's my 26th birthday. And like I said, I'm a radical dude with a rock and roll attitude. And so, damn it, fuck, I gotta remember that.
You gotta remember that.
We'll edit it in.
So,
We'll fix the post.
needless to say, Boots come on and they start playing, right? And I want to say in the first song, the second song, boyfriend leaves to go get drinks again. She pulls my hand, we go to the bathroom, and we fucked. And I missed Boots Electric was probably the most disappointing part of the story.
Men's room or women's?
Men's.
Stall or just lock the door?
Stall.
Stall? Just bent over? What position we talking about?
Just bent over.
And y'all were in there that long.
What was she wearing?
Huh?
What was she wearing?
She was wearing all black. She was wearing like a
Pants or
tight-
skirt?
No, pants. It was like these tights, and she had on these boots. I'll never forget those boots. It was like these fucking boots.
Oh.
I'm like, you've been hanging out on Sunset for a minute now. It was like some old rocking.
Yeah.
She had. And I don't want to be mean, but she had a crater face. You don't know what that means?
Like when she had a lot of pimples. Or
I already know
Yeah,
which
yeah,
story
yeah,
is true and which story is
yeah.
false.
You really?
Positive. I'm positive.
You're positive.
You're positive.
Positive. I have no more questions, but keep telling your story, but I have no more questions.
Well,
That
I'm
was
going to
it.
say you might think that the first story makes you seem cool, but this makes you seem way cooler.
was he looking for her? What was the boyfriend doing while you guys were fucking for 90
know what he was
seconds?
doing. He was drunk too, though.
Oh yeah.
And she probably just
we
came
were
back.
like we were all like seriously like going to one of the like seeing Boots like you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. And you guys probably came back and she was like, "Oh, he was showing me to the bathroom."
No, I didn't go near his way. The fuck?
Oh, after that you just
Fuck no.
split.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't see Boots perform, but you saw Boots.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to her again? Did you get her number?
No,
or
you know
anything?
what? She told me to say.
She's his ride home tonight.
So I know, right? Yeah, we still kick it. So she was like, "Take my number down," and I was so drunk. I get out my notes.
She's so old. Her number was 15.
So I get my notes out, and like she was like, "What did she say?"
What phone did you have at the time?
I had an iPhone, the iPhone 4.
And it was what year?
2000. It
Six.
was 2013.
Yeah, he
I
was
was
13.
26.
Okay, 13. Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was the still more blocky
Oh, you're right, you're right.
type of iPhone. And what did she? I think she said save. She goes, put me in your phone as Dirty Diana. I never forget that. She said, put my name in your phone as Dirty Diana.
You do sound like a 46-year-old rocker right now.
Did you ever contact her again?
No, I didn't, because I didn't even.
Yo,
put
you
the
faked
number
it.
in it.
You faked
Yeah,
it.
I got out my notes.
Was it good sex?
All right, it was fucking
Freebie.
sex,
Yeah, it was a get out of jail
Took a
free
little-
card. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a little bit to get it.
Did
out,
you use a
but,
condom?
No.
Good
Raw
question.
dog.
I sound like it was English to me in my head.
Yeah.
Did you
Did
use a condom? Did you use a condom?
Did you use a condom?
Prophylactic.
Did you spray this bird down?
So you didn't. You didn't.
No, raw dog.
Did anybody else think it was weird the way that he said something that just slipped my mind? Sorry, it'll come back to me. I look at
No,
your
you
face.
had like
and
a
you
face.
just
You had a face
How
going
what?
on like you had something to say.
yeah, no, I'm forgetting what it was.
Sorry, what did I cut you off?
But his iPhone
No.
or
Hold on.
There was tights. There was boots.
Oh,
Dirty
he
Diana.
no, he was. Oh, the boots. Yeah, when he said
I
something
missed-
about the boots, that he seemed very like. Oh, the boots. You know, like he seemed very overly enthusiastic.
well, he
about
did
the
buy a
boots.
ticket
Well,
to see
'cause it-
Boots.
well, 'cause
And the
He
boot.
just
name
didn't
of
see the
band-
boots he wanted to
No,
see.
Well,
It
the
was-
name of the band was Boots.
It
That
was
seems
'cause-
too coincidental
It was
to me.
because like she had these motorcycle like style old boots.
Did you
that's
slip
why.
something in my drink?
Because I
Do you have a toothache?
Hey, would someone slip something in my drink?
Everybody in this room.
I don't know,
fucked up.
Jessica.
How,
I will
how much
say,
longer is the show?
if he-
How much longer?
2.5 hours, and then we're going to start the show.
Like
I'm
15 more minutes.
I'm about to vomit urine if I don't go to the bathroom. So I need to know if I need to got time to go.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
Oh my God, can I go? You
Can
guys
you
talk to him. I'll
hurry
be right
really
back.
quick?
I promise. I'll
Okay.
be.
Yeah.
I have double beverages today.
So
All right.
I'll be right back.
You should
Okay.
pee in the bottle right here on the show.
genie in the bottle. Rub me the right way.
Johnny Gill.
I will say, like you were, I think what you're trying to say is, if you made that story up, it was not a very good job. If you just connected, oh, well,
It seemed
what
like
was
the-
she wearing? Boots.
Oh, the boots. It was.
No,
yeah.
I remember.
I
like,
know
it was
my
a all-
answer.
It was an all black.
With Chappelle, I know my answer.
Okay.
You know your answer
I'm
with Chappelle.
very positive.
Let's hear it.
Is
Do we
he
wanna
a
do
fuck-
No, it's too early. We won't
Do you-
we do a reveal later, but
Do you know him as a fuck machine?
I mean, my mouth does.
Oh shit!
That is what when they introduce him on stage.
Is
Usually
that
they
a boom
say,
quote?
He keeps fertilizing my mouth.
Is that what he said?
No,
Oh, I was like, that's so nasty.
I know it's nasty.
Oh god.
I don't know what's in the air tonight, but the audience seems to be a little bit like on the same page as us, a little hazy-minded,
Little loopy?
little loopy. Because Ken says this tries to be so true, but it's clearly a lie. I mean,
Yeah. That's like when you're deep in the rabbit hole of this show that you don't even know what's real anymore.
And then Kia says, when it's too obvious that your first story was a lie, you try to make your true story sound like a lie.
See, yeah, that's where you. Oh, that's like you can easily overthink.
Dude, you
the
guys,
answer
got,
here.
you guys got some solid fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody-
They don't fuck around.
Dude,
They like to play this
they're
game.
fucking legit.
And they like to party on Friday nights. I
Oh,
think.
they do? Hey, guys, head down to the Viber room. You'll find me.
Oh, what was your thing? I'm a hardy partier.
Radical
Ready to-
dude
Oh.
with a rock and roll attitude. You know what? You know what my drink of choice was?
What's that?
Southern
Wild
Comfort.
turkey.
Wild turkey,
Yeah,
huh?
wild turkey.
Like wild turkey Coke, just straight wild turkey on
Straight
rocks.
wild turkey.
Rocks are neat.
Neat.
Oof, boy, you'd like to drink that.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, you need to stop when you're
You know
when you're
something?
under 25 and your go-to
That was-
is wild turkey neat. I'm glad you got your shit together.
Well, that was the
That was a
first-
fast piss.
I know,
That
right?
was really
I don't
bad.
even. I think him saying he had to piss was a lie.
That was
I even rinsed the hands off. I promise.
that was the first thing I ever got drunk off of, and the last thing I got drunk off.
Well, that's apropos.
Well, Chappelle, let me ask you: do you still like older women that look kind of rough and rock and roll?
Come on now.
What race was she?
She was white.
White.
She was
Okay.
blonde.
All right.
Oh yeah, you said
long,
blonde. Yeah,
long
you said
blonde hair.
But that
Her hair-
blonde could
her
be
hair,
anything.
Her hair was really good. I remember that.
Jessica said she can dye her hair color. It's
But you
no-
said her
no
face
problem.
was like busted up, like she had
Face
bad
was
skin.
busted,
I
yeah.
made my decision.
Was she pretty but just had bad skin?
I mean, she had a thicker body that I was like, okay.
Okay.
I think
Do we
they're-
want to recap either one of these stories real quick?
Okay. Well,
Wait, so wait.
what we're
what
going
do
to
you
do
do now?
what we do now is Austin does a recap of all the stories.
Yep.
Well, we're going to do like one set first, and then we vote, and then we'll recap the other one, and we'll vote.
When do we reveal?
At the end,
At
at the end of all of it,
And
After
not
everybody
until we
votes.
say
he's
So
going to do a
we- so we
recap of
don't-
your first stories, and then
So
we all vote.
We don't look at y'all.
No,
Sure, totally. 'Cause you get to vote on his too. He's just going
Got
to
it.
recap your first
No,
story.
I'm
his
talking
first-
about the recap. Oh, he's just
Yeah.
reading it out to
Yep,
me.
just so the fans can get caught up.
God,
Because
I thought we
they might
like didn't
forget
pay
it.
Tune in
attention.
late.
Yeah, in
Like
case
you guys
we
huddle.
forgot,
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
have?
I know,
for
right?
breakfast?
No.
I thought you guys were in a huddle.
Let's start with David, though.
Host at her said this room sounds like weed and Theraflu right now.
He's right about one.
He's not wrong.
And Kia's on her way to the store, so hopefully we'll see you
All
tonight,
right.
Kia.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, so story one for David.
Yep.
Once upon a time in 1997, he was the only one with a truck, and it had a stick shift. So he took some guys to the store in a very Texas move. He asked them to get him a Dr. Pepper. They go in without
No,
him.
Texas would have been a Mountain Dew.
No, Dr. Pepper is a Texas drink. They're
It
born
is
and raised.
Texas.
They actually make it in Dublin, Texas.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. They even have Dublin Dr. Pepper where they use real cane sugar. Come on now.
Thank you.
Oh,
All
Thank you.
right.
I believe that's true.
Yeah, that is a fact. So they go in without him, but suddenly they come running out shouting gang words, and he suddenly becomes...
Shouting gang words.
He became an accessory to robbery that quick. So, story two, a long time ago, he was about 8 years old and lived in a trailer park with spiky hair and a babysitter named Patty, and maybe a boyfriend of
He
Patty's
did
named
not
Jeff.
live in a trailer
No,
park.
no, no. This was right before the trailer park.
Right before the trailer park.
Yeah.
One night they're shooting off jumping jack fireworks, racial slur, I don't know. Someone hurls one towards his head and lights his spiky hair on fire because there's hairspray in it, like Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial thing. So he dives into some water like a cartoon character of sorts, and it puts the fire out, and the guy that shot him rescues him from drowning.
Did you cut your hair after that, or what had happened?
Didn't have to. It was all burnt off.
Yeah, it actually did have to give.
All burn off?
No, it wasn't all burn off. It didn't all burn.
You had to go like buzz cut.
Because you
not
landed
quite
in
that
the
short.
water pretty
Not quite that
quickly,
short. Yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah, it didn't get cut that
This
short.
one's hard.
We did have to cut it, but it didn't get cut that short. I will never forget the smell.
Wait, how old were you at the time?
About 8.
Mm.
You're getting real fidgety right
I think I know my
now.
vote.
Real fidgety.
Okay.
Was
What do you?
did you immediately think of the song "Ooh That Smell"?
That smell that surrounds you.
No.
Wait,
I would have
both
thought of
No.
that. No.
both of his stories very distinct stench smells, and Jerome and burnt hair.
All right. I'm locked in on both my answers.
Real already.
I am.
Okay,
Well, what do
what's
you
your
think?
vote on David then?
I think that the second story is true, actually, even though that's crazier.
Uh-huh.
I think the second story is true with the guy getting hit by a train. I don't know why you would make something that random up unless you're some sort of
Unless he recently
Sociopath.
watched Joe Dirt.
Unless he remembers it from Joe Dirt.
and
Why would he do that, knowing these fans probably also have seen Joe Dirt?
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular movie.
Well, yeah, but
and I
it's
think the
older
first
now.
It's not like
story with the Jerome character, like no other people were named. Every single person was named in the second story. The only
Kind
person
of.
we knew was Jerome, and then you got two other guys in the back that are nameless.
Yeah, what were the other
Nobody
guys'
ever
names?
really got in trouble.
Travis, and then Travis's older brother. I don't remember his older brother's name.
You might have just switched me up right there.
I think that your second story is the true one. Your first story was the lie. That's final answer on you. What about you?
Well, I'm leaning toward the second one being the lie because he didn't.
You're
know-
leaning towards taking an ambulance home. You think second story's a lie? You're going to
'cause he
disagree with
didn't-
me.
He didn't know Jeff's name. And it's a big leap to have somebody's legs cut off and still think that's kind of
I
vindication.
feel bad now. I
for-
think his
For
name-
my reasons, you're taking the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I feel bad. I think I just remembered his name.
what's his name?
Brian.
Jeff is
I
Brian?
think so. Yeah.
I'm changing everything.
No. Yeah, Jeff is Brian. I'm pretty sure Jeff is Brian. The more I thought about it, I was like, no, I remember Patty and Brian. We said that a lot because they were dating. I had to be.
I'm going to stick to my guns because I already said final answer. But
I'm
with.
with you.
you think second story is true, first story, okay, all right.
So you think the first story
Lacey
is a
and I
lie?
agree.
Yeah.
I think the second story is the lie.
So you're going against Chappelle and I.
Yes.
You swayed me actually. I think.
Okay.
The first one would. Be
I do that
true.
to straight men.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Everybody online is pretty much thinking the first one's a lie, I think, if I remember correctly from
Okay.
earlier. If not, set me straight, guys. But I think everybody.
So the three of us are in the majority of what everybody online thinks.
Yeah, the
is that
first-
second one's true?
and the first was a
and
lie.
the first one's a lie.
I don't know. The fact that Ken thinks the first is a lie makes me want to go the other way. But what do you think back there, Mike?
I'm going the other way. I think that first one's true.
Thank you, Mike.
So
Yeah.
Mike.
Because I can
Wellington
see
agree.
in the second story that maybe his details will be a little foggy. Because if he was 8 years old, he
Sure.
might. This is a retelling of what he heard, so
Sure.
it sounds even crazier to him because he doesn't really remember that he was like 8.
Right.
He's
And
only
you
heard
didn't
the
tell your
retelling.
mom. Well, you had to tell your mom, didn't you?
Patty told her.
What had
So,
happened?
Yeah.
So did your mom come back and be like, hey, guess what? That guy that threw a firecracker at you lost his legs.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to do his? Do we want to do both of his
got off-
first,
she
or do we
got
want to do a reveal
she
here?
got off the phone.
Reveal here.
hung
Okay.
up.
Reveal
I
here.
was like,
Okay. So
What's the answer?
We all voted. Which one is it?
do you want me to reveal it right
Yep,
now?
right now. Yep.
Yeah.
So the story about the hair
Second story.
getting caught on fire, falling into the water, that's the true story.
Man, fuck you guys.
So
You suck at your podcast.
you bring fireworks around me, I want to fucking fight you. That shit makes me so mad.
Is there anything true about the first story, or you just made that up?
No, there is something true about the story. I did have the truck. I did go with the guys to a store one
Is
time.
Jerome a real person?
Yeah, and he stank like a motherfucker.
Okay.
That part's real.
Yeah.
That part's real.
That was
But
something about the Jerome.
They-
I was like,
Yeah. I'm right
Yeah,
there with
and
you.
then we went to the store and we came out, and then when we went home, he told me one time that they did a beer run there where they like ran out with beer.
Okay.
He just told me that they left with beer, but it didn't happen around me, so I just made up all the part about them robbing somebody.
That's beautiful.
Got you. Felicia is good at this show.
All right, let's recap.
All right, let's do your recap, ladies and gentlemen. Chappelle Lacey's two stories.
All right, his first story, he is a diehard punk rock nerd and cheerleader and had a stinky-ass friend in high school that he used to play with, music with, that is. One time...
Your dick
Can we
stinks!
get a fucking clarification on that?
Speaking of, one time he saw his favorite band GBH at a circle jerk or something like that, and his favorite singer was on stage singing, and Chappelle sees the opportunity to bum rush the stage and join in, and despite security's best attempts to hit him in the head and keep him from going up there, the singer pulls him up, and he gets to finish the song on stage, and a true dream come true. Story 2, he is a radical dude with a rock and roll attitude, and
I was like,
he was living in Orange County in 2013 doing competitive cheerleading, winning rings and whatnot, and for
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but that was hilarious. Winning rings and whatnot.
I did add that one.
I love it. I'm sure you did. Well done, sir.
so
Thank you.
beautiful.
For his birthday, he goes to see Boots Electric at the Viper Room, and his friend's girlfriend starts groping him. He ends up hooking up with her.
No, that was
He was a stranger.
It was a
Oh,
stranger.
It's a total stranger. Total stranger, yeah.
He ends up hooking up with a stranger and her boots and kissing her crater face, and he missed the show.
What if that couple, what if they do that? What if that's just something they do?
I had thought that.
That could be.
I had thought that.
Yeah, at 49, that's not super. It's more likely at 49 than younger, right?
Yep, and especially in that like sort of rock and roll kind of world, like that's just a thing they might be into.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think that could be true. They
I am
just-
positive the second story is true.
I think
You're
so too.
positive?
Positive. The way he answered every detail about fucking and the way he had that testosterone, dude. When you're a dude and you know you had this one crazy sexual experience, you remember it forever. His details are like, this happened yesterday. And then when he was on stage, and then notice how he's like, and then, ta-da, I did a backflip. No one even asked him about the backflip in the first story.
Did you know Jayson was co-hosting today?
No.
The show? Because I would think that maybe he thought that he could fool the room by like looking around and saying, "Oh yeah, they wouldn't know anything about punk rock," you know, like well, except for maybe Jessica, she has that appearance, but
She doesn't even know Fraggle Rock right
Right.
now. She's fucking so
So your
cuckoo for
vote, your
Cocoa
vote
Puff.
I
is
love
I think the
Fraggle
second
Rock.
story is true. I think the second story is true. And I think the first story, like we were saying earlier, is I do think you went to that show. I do think that it was your two favorite bands. I do think that you went alone. But I think that in your daydream world of being that kid that was in that bad situation, that you daydreamed about, that would be so cool if I went up there and sang, or maybe somebody else did that.
Saw a video of it.
Did nobody else try to get on stage when he said that?
Yeah. People succeeded.
Oh, other people did get up there?
Mm-hmm. But they were
That's
just,
not uncommon.
They just
Stage dove, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you were the only one that sang. You got this.
Yeah, when he pulled me up, yeah.
Second story's true.
What do you think?
So, here's the thing.
You don't like black people.
I've got to pee. I don't like.
That's what I'm narrowing it down to. You're a white Power Ranger and very accurate.
Lacey, that was great. So funny, dude.
I mean, not far off, but
Some of them.
no, I think it sounds like we had backwards lives growing up because I was never into punk rock. I hated the punk rock. I did. I like you, but I hate it.
What music did you like?
I listened to
Hip-hop and R&B
hip-hop
and
country, both. I listened to country at home because my mom was super redneck.
How about that new song, right?
And then,
Old Town Road.
Yeah, I like it.
I love
I
it.
actually like it. People give it a lot of shit, but I love
You two seem like you would dance together to that.
I would. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the first story about him singing, all the pieces seem to be more realistic, except for the head punch thing. That's the thing that's throwing me off. The last story, I feel like, because we've all had a lot of close calls where a chick was messing with us, some stuff was going on, there was some groping. You started thinking about what was going to happen, and then
I've had sex with a stranger at a concert.
I love how we just ate that.
That was beautiful. We just. It's like we went back to eating our food.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're about to tell a lie or I just thought you were going to go somewhere with it, but you just let that bird fly around the room.
When I used to do that shit on my podcast, people would think the audio would cut out. So I intentionally clear my throat so they know I'm just not speaking.
Well, I know that y'all aren't here all the time, but Jessica pretty much reveals a new place that she had sex in every single week. I mean, it's.
So here's what I think happened with this. I think he almost fucked that chick, but I'm going the other.
You're going one.
Yeah,
Story one is true.
It's against because I think you're a good dude, and I think that you got close and she was feeling on you, but I think, first of all, super punk rock nerd, you're really going to miss Electric Boots.
Boots Electric.
Boots Electric.
You fucked that up.
Well,
Yeah,
No, but that's
he was only gone for what, 5 minutes?
No, I missed it.
You missed
See,
the whole
that's what
thing?
I don't understand. How did you
No,
miss
no,
the
no.
whole show?
I
if
think you
were-
almost fucked that chick, and you thought about
I'm changing mine.
Yeah, I'm right.
You
I'm right.
You didn't miss the whole
I'm
show.
right.
It's a quick bang, bang
Yep,
out of there.
exactly.
Changing mine.
Yeah, how long are they on stage? 40 minutes? Come on, man. You weren't in the bathroom.
Bruh, do you know? Bruh, have you seen?
Have you seen Boots? They do 2 minutes.
Oh, was that?
Fuck.
That's it.
Yep.
I changed mine.
The second story is fucking
I got
lie.
it.
But everybody
I got it.
online thinks that the first story is the lie. And real quick, somebody's
No, first
fact
story's
checking.
true.
What year was it that you did the concert singing thing?
Which one? The
they can't be
GBA?
Googling
That was
it.
04.
No, they're not Googling it, but
Okay.
he thinks he has
04.
some stored
04.
information. 04. Because Hostetter says, I don't think the Circle Jerks were together in 2000.
Yes, they were. I remember it
I'm
clearly.
just
I
relaying.
100% believe
just
you
the
on that.
messenger. Just
I
the
remember it
messenger.
clearly.
All right, yeah,
yeah.
I'm
No,
going the other way.
You can Google because they did.
We
you
can't
can
Google
Oh well. Oh, they can.
The
Google
only
it
thing-
before.
No, that's against the
Oh
rules.
damn.
That's
Now,
all.
I tell you what went under the radar for me was, you're right. How did he miss the whole
The
thing?
whole concept.
That,
You
that,
know what?
that, to me, now makes me.
You know what?
And then the only thing about story one that made me think it was very true is the way you reacted when I said how much of this was a highlight of your life. And you acted in a very
Right.
organic, natural way
So can I reveal?
that made me believe.
No, hold on.
Wait, everybody else has a vote.
Wait a minute.
'Cause I'll reveal.
Wait, careful.
Yeah, so the second story to me is a lie. Mike,
Oh, you haven't voted yet.
Yeah.
Mike, what's
And neither is
your...
Mike.
And Mike.
yeah.
Dude, until whoever who was the first one to say how did he miss that whole band
David.
set?
David.
That's fucking crazy. Because I was
I
gonna say
said
I
it
thought
took
that,
me
and
a
I
little
had a
bit to
brain
get
fart.
it up.
Completely forgot about
fuck.
that.
Is that what you were wanting to say
That's what
earlier?
you
yeah,
guys
maybe?
missed.
that's.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You did say
before
that.
You did say that. You did say that.
I
He had
wanna
wild turkey
believe-
dick.
I want to believe that first story is
Oh.
true because I'm rooting for you, Chappelle. That's the coolest story ever. If that happened
but
for
if
you, that's
you're
the
at the
coolest
Viper-
I
story.
think the second story's cool.
If you're at the Viper Room, if I remember, they have single bathrooms. Am I right?
Ooh.
And people would have been dying to get in there to use the bathroom and would have been banging on the door.
dying to get in there while the band's on
I
stage.
have a different reason though.
Yeah,
I
if you gotta pee, you gotta pee. They would go in, pee quickly, and come back out.
Listen,
No, they said men's room stall, so you can the urinals are in there. If he's in a stall in the men's room and there's a urinals in there.
I lost my virginity in a mall
Listen,
bathroom.
I just
so.
Huh?
Hey,
See, what did I tell you? This episode's a twofer.
For everybody,
That's a double today.
What the hell?
I just learned about
mall?
the prison thing. I just learned about the conjugal visits.
see,
Good job, Michael.
You went and had sex in a mall bathroom? Hey, there's families there.
And
No wonder your teeth are falling out.
please don't ask her who she had sex with. In
yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Hey, listen. We've known each other kind of around here, but this is the first time I've ever really talked to you.
Extensively, yeah.
I get the vibe from him that if I was here with my girl and we talked for a minute, because he said he had a really good conversation with this dude and he was vibing about
Yeah.
punk music. I don't think you're the type of dude to
That
fuck
would-
my girl when
Yeah,
I walk.
but
That's
in.
a good
I just
point.
think you're too much of a good
He's
dude.
not
I
drinking
think
now.
you're too good of a
point.
dude to do that.
But
He's not drinking. He was drinking back then. And
you're
also,
either-
So you're either a liar or more of a piece of shit than I think you are.
no, he just got, in his defense, it's your 26th birthday. You just got to LA for the first time. You're at the Viper Room for the first time. You're seeing one of the artists you like. You're high on life.
I think she was groping him. I think she may have been
was
touching
drunk.
him, and he probably jerked off to the thought of what would have happened, but I don't think it actually.
This morning.
You want the reveal?
We're ready?
Mike, what was your vote?
Fuck.
He said the
He thinks
second
fir-
story.
I'm nervous. I guess I think the second one can't be true because of that. How'd he miss the whole set thing?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what.
Okay.
That's
So
what
you're going
kills me.
first story's true.
Somehow,
Second-
yeah.
First story's true.
First story's true. He's saying on
Second
stage.
story-
You and I
lie.
say, and
No.
you say am I the only one that says second story's true?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is insane
I
that I'm
changed
voting
on
first
you.
story.
Fuck.
No,
Everybody online said that the first was a lie, so they're all with you.
Okay.
That
Jayson,
means
I agree. It's insane. It
You
feels
ready?
insane to be voting first story true, but I just can't get over that detail.
James,
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
James online said his body language in second story tells me he's lying. So James, your vote's out there.
You ready?
Ooh, wow.
The first story's true.
Is that what I said?
He is totally right. Even as an alcoholic, I would not fuck someone's girl like that. Yeah, I'm not that kind of dude. Yeah.
Good dude.
The
Jason
first
was
story.
just putting what he would have done.
Yeah. So
on you.
so that did happen. You were totally right. She did
Yeah.
put her hands down with pants stuff like
Okay.
that. But then so what happened was while they were playing, the boyfriend comes back from getting them drinks and he starts like fingering her, and that's when I was like, oh, you guys are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
And I took her hand because she had her hands in her pants.
While he's fingering her?
Yeah, and so I took her hand out.
So we were right about the type of couple they were.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, and then the first story, yes, it's completely true. That is
Amazing.
That is one
The
of the
dude really
biggest
was punching
moments.
him in the head?
Yeah,
Well,
he
that's
really
what
was-
made
yeah,
me
so-
think it was true, is
so-
how emotional
so
you were
dude-
about that
so
being a
the
highlight of
dude
your
was
life.
like holding me down super fucking tight, and that's all I hear is just like,
okay.
because he wouldn't let me up, and I was like squirming trying to get up, and he would not let me up. And all I just hear is, get the fuck off him, get the fuck off him. And then fucking Keith Mohr straight up.
Did you do a backflip?
I did do a backflip.
Son of a bitch, you.
And so what's so funny, I wish I could find the comment.
That's his thing.
Someone was like, yo, I remember seeing this dude at Circle Jerks GBH, and he knew the whole story.
Really?
He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
He got up there and sang and did a fucking backflip on the stage. Yeah, so that is a very true story. And that was, and the reason why
God, you were
and
so
you-
good
so
with my
you-
questions
I
that
know,
I was
yeah.
drinking your Kool-Aid.
So the
You are
passion.
not creative with your lies, though, in the boots and the boots.
I know I sucked at that one. I literally did that like right now, but 'cause I was like, "Oh, Sunset Viper Room." But the thing about that is that like the abuse I went through was so heavy that like I any escape I had, I was there.
well, I believe
You know what
that.
I mean?
Like I
And
said, I
so-
believed you went alone.
And so that was the thing that like solidified punk rock for me, because I was like, oh, we fuck with each other. Like
Yeah.
we're
all in this
about it.
together.
We're
Yeah.
all in this together, and that was a thing that like fucking clicked with me when that fucking happened. And people talk about it today.
Kia
Love
said,
that.
Yeah.
Kia said, I think I hate people and I should rethink life. Not done really well during the games, Kia.
You were the whole like the story with you were like he was an alcoholic, the way he explained.
Yeah.
Because I mean I've had so many homies do that.
Sure.
So
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure you've
Yeah.
done.
I'm one of them.
And he was
done
he was so good. He goes, "You're a good dude."
Yeah, I could tell.
He just
The minute that wasn't
like-
even a factor
I know,
for me,
and-
because if
and
you're that
so-
much of a drunk back then and you're younger, so you're not even a good drinker yet.
Mm-hmm.
But when you said,
And I could t- and I
how did you miss the
and I could-
whole
Yeah,
set?
the
and
whole
I could tell you
I was
why
like,
I would never do that. Like
Yeah.
so like
Mm.
I've always had this like respect for women because of like cheerleading and the respect of like their
Sure.
their shit.
I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that.
So I've always been like,
Yeah, why would we
I've always
respect women?
I know, right? So I've always been like a gentleman
Yeah.
in that sense.
Well, I'm
but like
similar.
the alcoholic in me was like, yeah, let her finish the hand job. But then, once it got too weird, you're good, motherfucker.
I think I'm kind of similar to you.
Damn, that
because
that was good.
Check it out. My dad wasn't around a lot, so my mom and my sister kind of raised me. I have a lot of respect for women too, and I've been in a situation similar to that, and I caught myself like pushing the girl's hand away and then going, "Wait, she's trying to touch your dick.
Yeah,
Why are you
yeah,
telling her no?"
yeah.
And I'm like, "Man, just stop."
Damn, you're
Because I'm like,
good.
she's drunk, and I'm not that dude. So I got that vibe. From
Yeah, damn.
All right,
that was
this
a good
was
one.
a good show
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you
was.
guys.
Great show.
This is great. So
I
where,
didn't think Jessica was going to make it through it, but I'm really
She's
Oh, she's
back.
still awake?
Welcome back, Jessica. All right.
where can we find you guys?
I do a lot on Instagram at Shapel Lacey.
Okay, you got anything coming up or anything you want to promote or?
Bro, you fucked me up.
What the fuck?
I know. Is there a bat in the room? What
I
the-
know. Right? Jessica, you said something in my drink.
I know. We'll all be at the dentist in the morning.
I know, right?
It's 106 degrees. in
Dentist.
here.
I know.
It is hot as fucking.
Not that I can think of it. Just I posted.
Just follow him and
Chappelle Lacey at Chappelle Lacey on everything,
He's
right?
got a lot
Yeah,
coming out.
everything,
See,
yeah.
he's doing great.
Yeah, for me, it's just David C. Smalley. It's Instagram, Twitter, and davidcsmalley.com. All my tour dates are there. I'm doing stuff at the Oyster House and Comedy Store.
He'll be at the
I got
Viper
a show
Room.
right here September 21st
He'll be at the Viper Room.
in the men's stall.
In the
by
men's
myself.
stall.
Masturbate. $10 tickets.
To Dirty Diana.
Yeah.
At the Teeb
In a
on
black
Twitter.
dress.
You can find all my dates there. And as always, please listen to Punch Drunk Sports that I do with Ari Shafir and Sam Tripoli. We're having our big 8-year anniversary show in the main room of the Comedy Store in February. So get tickets to that. It'll probably not sell out. So
I don't want
suck
to.
it.
I don't want to start drama in the punch drunk world, but somebody did comment on here, and I forgot who. I apologize. It said that you carry the show on Punch Drunk. So you
That's
have
just
a
because
very
Sam and I are
big
never
fan.
there. That's the
You
only
have a
reason.
very big fan. I don't want to
Well,
start any drama, but
appreciate you.
I'm the Austin Walker on everything. Follow our Instagram, The Liars Club 1, and Twitter, Liars_Club. We have 2 Belly Room shows coming up in
Nice.
the next 2 months. September 25th is a Wednesday, and October 29th is a Tuesday. So put those on your calendars. Come down, Ken.
Every
drive from
second
Washington.
Friday of the month at the Ice House.
We're also there at the Ice House. Yes.
And also, please follow Felicia Michaels.
Yes.
At Felicia
I
Michaels.
was her
Watch
stunt double today, so thank you for having me. You
Watch
guys, I love doing
Pervs
this.
on Amazon Prime and leave it a review.
Yeah.
That's our big documentary on there.
Are you in town September 21st?
Hey, not right now. Wait a minute, guys. Mike,
I was about to do something fun. But.
Mike,
Wait, maybe we should get it done. What were we gonna ask him about the 21st?
can
Are
you
you
do
in
the
town?
show?
Yeah, I think so.
I got 1 slot left if you want.
Yeah, let's book that motherfucker.
He had to look in the space again.
I know, 'cause I'm like-
free.
That's it. That's all I want to know.
That's the wild turkey that just like,
Yeah. It's the hard blade, too. Like,
And he looked around like it was moving. I looked over my head like, what is he doing?
I know.
Mike, where can people find you?
Follow the Unfunny Network on YouTube. My podcast with Mike Mazzalotti, Lunch Money, goes live Mondays at 9:30 p.m. And I'm at the Hollywood Improv tomorrow in the main room at 8. Check me out.
Awesome, man.
Boom.
awesome.
All right.
Also, go Gators and beat Miami tomorrow. Big game. Big game.
Good luck to you.
All right, I'm at Jess Wellington 2 on everything. You can find me. We have a new, I keep saying this, but an animation's going to be coming out with Bert Kreischer very soon.
Yeah, we actually did get some clips this week, so we're not
Great.
lying this time.
On the YouTube. That will be soon.
Not a lie, is that true?
Take a moment if you're watching us right now. Please just take a break. Head over to the Liars Club YouTube and subscribe there so you can get that. Check out. You mentioned our live shows.
Beautiful.
I have to end this.
It has to come to an end at some point.
And you,
Bro,
Chappelle, shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
she's gonna kill you.
This is my thing, okay? And you have been lied to.
There's some good drugs that she's on, so you gotta be careful.
I thought she was like fucking nodding off.